Alrighty. For this problem, you're going to do 3 transformations. The first transformation is translate. Then you're going to reflect that across the x-axis, and then you're going to rotate it. So you're going to do 3 different transformations in one using this triangle right here. And at the end, label A, B, and C according to where they belong on the new shape that has been transformed, moved around. So for the first step, we're going to translate by these instructions. And what you need to remember is this right here is saying negative x. So we're going left 2. Isn't that what that's saying? And what does the plus 3 mean? That's saying you're going to go up 3. So what do these 2 numbers mean right here? It means every value, every corner, they're called vertices, are going to go left 2, negative 2, and positive y 3. So we're going to take each of these corners and move these directions. So let's do it. I'm going to take A, and I'm going to go left 2 and up 3. Left 2 and up 3. So there's A. This point right here, C, I'm going to go left 2 and up 3. And this last B, I'm going to go left 2 and up 3. And there I have a new triangle. But we're not done. That's just the first step. We now have to reflect it and rotate this. So that's our first step of 3. So our next step is we are going to, it says here, we're going to reflect across the x-axis. So for reflecting across the x-axis, hopefully you understand this is the x and this is the y. So I'm going to take this dot right here of the green graph and reflect it across the x-axis. So if you look at that, that's 3 up. So I'm going to go 3 down. This right here is 3 up. So I'm going to go 3 down. And this right here is 5 up. So I'm going to go 5 down. And there it is. There is my next step in the transformation. I now have this graph. So there's where we're at now. We first translated. Now we reflected. Our last step is going to be rotate. And it says rotate clockwise 90 degrees. So we are going to go 90 degrees clockwise. Clockwise looks like a clock, so it's going to be going this way, 90 degrees. So this shape is going to be in this quadrant, or this, which one's 90 degrees? Isn't it this quadrant? We're going from this one 90 degrees into this quadrant. And to rotate, it would help to find the coordinates. So what I'm going to do here is let's find these coordinates right here. That would be 3, negative 3. This coordinate down here is 2, negative 5. And this coordinate up here is 2, negative 3. In order to rotate, it's easier to use the coordinates. So I'm going to take this coordinate and rotate it into this quadrant. To rotate it into this quadrant, aren't you going to flip-flop them? For a rotation, aren't you going to make that a 3 and a 2? And then in this quadrant, which one's negative? Aren't they both negative? In this quadrant, do you remember they're both negative? So won't that become a negative 3 and a negative 2? So over 3, down 2. Won't that be that point right there? Okay, let's take this one. Let's flip-flop. Well, that's easy. 3, 3. And won't they both be negative? So over 3, down 3. Got it again. That was that one. The last one, well, won't that be 5 and 2? And which one's going to be negative? Aren't they both? Because we're in the quadrant, the third quadrant. So negative 5, negative 2. That right there is the rotation into this quadrant. Again, I took x, y's and flip-flopped them. And since it's in the third quadrant, both x and y are negative. So I made them both negative, and there it is. So if I translate, reflect, and rotate, there is my final picture. Now, that is my final picture. I'm going to color that guy in. I want you to color it in on the test so I can see what is your final result. What are we looking for? Now, the last step, it says right here, though, is to label the corresponding parts. So where's A, B, and C prime? So let's figure this out. What do you guys think? This corner right here, if you look at the original, which is that nice, small, pointy edge? Was it A, B, or C? Can you guys tell? Which one was that little pointy part? Wasn't it A? Can you kind of look at it and follow A along? So that would be A prime. All right, which one made the right angle? See the right angle here? Isn't that C? So won't the right angle on this one also be C? So won't that be C prime? And B is the one left over. So this angle right here kind of matches that angle if you kind of look at it. So this one down here is B prime. Do not forget to label ABC. And make sure you shade it in so I know this right here is your answer. It was translated, reflected, and rotated, all in one. We did not dilate.